Hello, hello, hello. Grace and peace be unto you from God our Father. This is your Hot Topic Tuesday. Go ahead and invite some people on. I'm so excited that you are joining me at this 10 o'clock hour. I'm going to give people a few seconds to jump on. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Come on, y'all. This is Michelle Williams, When Jesus Say Yes. I love it, y'all. Hello, hello. How is everyone this evening? Hello, hello. Thank you for jumping on. I'll get started in a second. I just want everybody to come on in and share this video. Woo-hoo. I hope everyone is good on this Hot Topic Tuesday. Hello, hello, hello. This is your girl, Miss Lady Tweet. I'm so excited that you all are joining me on this Hot Topic Tuesday. The topic this Tuesday is reaping and sowing. I'm going to share a little story, and we're going to talk about reaping and sowing and how funny that can be. Some people call it karma. I'm not going to go there. Some people call it luck or bad luck or, things coming back to you, however you want to call it tonight. Like I said, a lot of people call it karma or whatever, but I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to give you some tea on Miss Lady Tweet and share with you about reaping and sowing. While I share this, please go ahead and share it. Say hello. Let me know where you're viewing from. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for jumping on. I'm excited. It's a terrific Tuesday today. Got some things done, was able to share. I got my little coffee because after I get off of here, I am going to clean up and get some things done for the house. We're about to have a big storm, so I want to get ready for that and just prepare because they say it's going to be bad. Some people are predicting it's not going to be so bad, but we'll see. We'll see, right? All right, so it is Hot Topic Tuesday, and I want to share some little tea about reaping and sowing. So back in 2014, I think it was, I was living in Virginia about 2014, 2015 timeframe, around in there between 2014 to 15, right? So I was talking, and now mind you, here's a little bit of tea, those of you know I was doing some things I wasn't supposed to, but I was talking to some dude, right? And I had a husband. I was married to my first husband at this time, but we're not going to mention him. But I was talking to this dude who lived in Philadelphia. Now, mind you, I had a cousin that was working in Philadelphia in the club. So we would travel like every weekend, right? We would travel every weekend to the club where she worked. And we would just, we would party and she would work, she would dance or whatever. So I was talking to this guy, right? And we started talking every weekend. I would come in town. He would buy me dinner. We would stay at hotels. We would just hang out. He finally took me to his house after some time of us talking, right? So me being the hustler that I thought I was and the person that I thought I was at that time, how big and bad I was, right? So we're talking, and thank y'all for jumping on. My honey says, what kind of club? It was a strip club day. It was a strip club. Since it was Hot Topic Tuesday, the hot topic is we was working in the strip club, okay? So I'm talking to this dude, right? And I'm coming in town every weekend. And I'm visiting with him. He's visiting with me. He always asks me, well, let me come back to Virginia with you. But I couldn't let him come back to Virginia because I had a whole husband at the house, right? That just wasn't going down. But yeah, I start dealing with him, and, it was cool. It was cool for a while. We would have a good time. And so one day I grew a wild hair. Right? And I was just like, let me rob old boy. Like, let me take some things. So he had a safe with a whole bunch of money, and he was getting ready to go to Jamaica. He had a safe with a whole bunch of money, and I couldn't get the safe open, right? I couldn't get the safe, but he had like computers, visiting. That's honey on there. Honey, you're commenting as me saying visiting. That's my honey on here, y'all. So Anyway, so yeah, like I said, we were visiting. And so one weekend I was at his house and he had this safe open. Hey, Melissa, I'm so glad you're on here for some tea, right? Hot Topic Tuesday. So anyway, me and the dude, I was at his house and he gave me a key to his house and everything, like, because we had started talking after some time. Honey, you're commenting as Miss Lady Tweet. Daryl, get off my page. So what does visiting mean? What does visiting mean? We were like sleeping together and I was going to his house on the weekends that we were in town working. Daryl, get off my page. Comment as yourself. So anyway, let me get back to the tea because this is really deep, right? Share this. Y'all share this. Okay, so I was at his house one weekend and I knew he was getting ready to go to Jamaica because I had the key to his house. I was supposed to be his girlfriend. So I had the key to his house, right? And so I went in the safe. Oh, I couldn't get in the safe. And I couldn't get in there. So I was trying to get what I could because he had like tablets. He had like a whole bar full of like fine wines and fine drinks, right? And I was just like, you know what? I grew a wild hair. Me and my cousin was like, you know, we can get all this money, like if we just take all his stuff and then just never come back. And I felt bad because I was growing. I felt bad because I was growing to like this dude. I was like starting to like him. And you know, it was weird because I started liking this dude and I'm supposed to run his pockets. Now, mind you, let me give you a little backstory. So me and my cousin, we would start like talking to dudes. And mind you, I was living in Virginia. I had a whole husband at home. We would start talking to dudes. And like, because of the lifestyle I came out of with like having Johns and stuff like that, we would run their pockets at the end of the night. Now I'm talking about reaping and sowing. So you can kind of get to what I'm going in a minute. So anyway, this one particular dude that I was talking to, I met him at the strip club, right? And we started talking, we started seeing each other. I started going over his house. He gave me a key to his house. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed going to his house. I enjoyed, you know, seeing him, but we grew a wild hair. We were getting ready to rob this dude. So I took tablets. I took like his whole bar full of stuff. He really didn't have any money, but the stuff that I took was worth it. It was worth a lot of money. So in any event, so I ran his pockets. I went back to Virginia. I left his key in the house, right? I left his key in the house, and I locked the doors and I turned on the security system and I went back to Virginia and I never looked back. And like, I had all his goods. I had like a PS4. I had like, I had like all this stuff, right? So time went by. I forgot all about the fact that I even dealt with him, right? Now, here's the thing. Even though we get saved and we're in God and we're starting to live a different type of life and we're starting to, experience life a little differently, we still reap what we've sown, right? So we still have to reap what we've sown. And sometimes we reap the whirlwind, meaning we reap a whole heap of mess that we've sown in the beginning. We reap a whole lot. Like, we can't tell God, I don't want to reap this much. I only want to reap that or whatever. So fast forward maybe a year later, I'm in Virginia. And one of my so-called sisters, she sells me a car. She sells me this car, but the car, the thing with the car is that it still had a note on it. So the object was for me to take over the car note, right? It was for me to take over the car note. Please share this, y'all. Thank y'all for jumping on, but I need y'all to share this because we're going to talk about reaping and sowing tonight. So I get this car from this girl. I understand that I have to put the insurance in on my name. I understand that I have to, when I get the insurance in my name, I have to contact the people that she's purchasing the car from, and I have to pay the note, right? So one day I went and I had to add her as a driver on the insurance because the company that she was purchasing it from wouldn't let me add my name to the note, but they told me that once it's paid off, they would give me the title, all that stuff. Okay, cool. So one day I'm in Virginia, whatever. This was a year after I had robbed old boy. And so I wake up one day, my car is gone. And I'm like, well, what's going on? I call her like, hey, did they repo the car because I made the payment? She's like, no, I got the car. I needed the car because I need to do some errands and my other cars broke down that I had. And I'm like, well, dang, if it's my car and I'm buying it, why are you taking it? Mind you, this girl had been on the phone when I added the insurance. So she got my credit card information. Let me tell you, this chick ran my credit card. She used it to get a taxi to my house like she was using the card. And I'm like, whoa, like, what in the world? And mind you, when I was thinking about Hot Topic Tuesday, the Lord was like, go and do, Hot Topic, about reaping and sowing. And I'm like, well, what have I reaped that I've sown? And my mind went all the way back today. It went back to when I was in Virginia and this chick ran my pockets. And I'm like, wow, I reaped what I've sown because she ran my card. But mind you, a year before that, I robbed old boy. So it may not come back the way that we dished it out. And it may come back the way we dished it out. But a lot of things we've sown. So if you reap, I mean, everything isn't like, okay, you reap bad things, so you're going to only get bad things back. Sometimes, a lot of times when you reap good things, you get good things back. For example, my leaders, when I was in Virginia, after this had happened, I kind of was like, whoa, I sown a lot into my leaders. I gave to them. I did for them. Right. And so now I'm connected with great people that pour into my life. Hey, Sister Teresa, how are you? Glad you jumped on. So a lot of things that I poured into my leaders, I was telling my goddaughter the other day, I was like, if you give a prophet a glass of water, you're going to receive a prophet's reward. Like, that's a real thing. You reap what you sow. So the good things, the blessings that God has given to you, a lot of times it's because you've sown seed of goodness. You've sown seed of, blessings into people's lives, which is awesome. But when I think back of when I robbed this guy, and then I turned around a year later and someone ran my pockets and took from me like a whole vehicle that I put money into. I got the oil. Whenever I get a vehicle, I get the oil change. I make sure the tires are good. At that time I was having a whole bunch of money. So I made sure that I took care of my car. I baby my car. Even to this day, my husband can tell you I baby our cars. So, it's crazy because she took the car, and she had every right to take the car because legally it was her car. No matter if I put the insurance in my name, no matter if I had, made the payment on the car to the dealership, legally it was still her car. So there was nothing I could do but take her to court. I mean, she got a felony charge for using my credit card, but I reaped what I've sown. And then in hindsight, it's like, well, should I have gotten a felony charge for, taking this dude's tablet and taking all his stuff? I've since apologized to him. I've gone back, after that, maybe like a year before I met my current husband, I went back and I was able to talk to him and, hey, I'm sorry I did this. And it hurt him. It really hurt him because he trusted me. I had a key to his house. He was trusting me. And that's sometimes what happens. We definitely reap what we've sown. Even if you sow good, you're going to reap good. If you sow evil, you're going to reap evil. And sometimes the awesomeness of God is sometimes we don't always reap what we've sown. There's a lot of things that I've sown that I haven't reaped in the way that I thought I would. Sometimes God will touch us in our health. Sometimes he'll touch us in other ways. And sometimes things will be slowed up. Like you might be expecting, things good to happen that didn't happen. You might be expecting a job to come through that didn't come through. You're expecting things to happen, but it doesn't, because you hold up your own blessings by not doing good by people. So like I wanted to give y'all some tea about Miss Lady Tweet on this Hot Topic Tuesday. Yeah, I had a past, and I definitely remember, running this dude's like I didn't take money from him. I took goods. And I mean, by the time we got done running through his liquor, like he had exotic wines and liquors, and he had like a bar full of like maybe $2,000-$3,000 worth of stuff because it was fully stocked. He entertained guests at his house, and I ran that, and it's like when you look back, once you're in God and you look back of all the things that you've done, you're like, wow, I did that, Lord. I pray for that person that I did that to, and Lord, forgive me, help me never to go back to being that person. Because the truth of the matter is, even though we ask God for forgiveness, people still have to deal with the hurt and the hurricane that you caused. Like, I promise you, back in my time, I was a Tasmanian devil. I did things that I'm not too proud of. But at the end of the day, now that I'm on the other side and I've accepted the Lord and I'm living for the Lord and I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that God is pleased with my life, it's like sometimes you sit back and remember, and you're grateful because you didn't, stay in that place. You didn't stay in that place, but, we still have to reap some things that we've sown. So I just, be careful what you do and how you do things, because we can't say how we're going to reap. We can't say how we're going to get things back. It just comes back to us, however it comes back to us. So, I just encourage you. And I thank you guys for jumping on and hearing my little tea. Because yeah. What do y'all think about that? Like, I want to see your comments. Like, what do you think about reaping and sowing? You know, what do y'all think? Because I didn't think about that thing till today. I didn't think about it until, like, you know, recently, like how we reap what we've sown. Sometimes we think, oh, bad things are happening. Oh, that's just by happenstance. But the truth of the matter is sometimes we're reaping things that we've done, like things that we've, you know, put people through. We're getting it back. Some people call it karma. You know, some people call it luck, you know, bad luck because you did something. I just say that we're reaping what we've sown, you know, and I've gotten a lot of good things back from, you know, being able to experience giving to good people, you know, giving to causes, being a blessing. You know, I've gotten some of those things back. But I pray, and you know, one thing I learned growing up is that you can ask God to cover you. So even though you're supposed to reap what you've sown, you can ask God to cover you. That way, when it does come back around, maybe it won't come back so hard. You know, maybe now that you've repented and you've gotten some things we don't reap. Some things we just don't reap. You know, some things God just lets it pass us by. So that's just a thought, you know. I got my little coffee, like I said, tonight, and I'm just relaxing, and I'm just wanted to have a little chat about reaping and sowing, because I've seen people do some heinous things and do some crazy things, and sometimes we think, like, we don't think about the other side. Like, we don't think about, well, are they going to get that back? You know, how is that going to work? And it's not really our job to think about how that's going to be repaid. It's our job just to keep on living. It's our job to give our lives to God so that we don't have to, you know, really experience that. You know, it's going to come back because the Bible says there's a law of reaping and sowing. But the blow is a little bit lighter. It's almost like a parent. Like, okay, you know your child did something crazy, right? But because you're having grace and mercy on them, I always tell my daughter, you know what, there's a such thing as grace and mercy. So even though you did that, I'm going to explain what you did that was wrong, but I'm not going to mete out a punishment that equals the crime that you did. Melissa said, you definitely reap what you sow. We have to be mindful as to that. Sometimes our reap hits our offspring, and the past, by that you speak his grace and mercy. Yes. So sometimes it touches our children, things that we do. Melissa, you're absolutely right. Sometimes we do things and our children have to reap what we've sown into their lives of, you know, the negativity. And also a lot of things that our children reap are from the positive. So yes, we have to be careful because the law of reaping and sowing is sometimes it hits our children and our children's children. So I like that. Melissa, thank you so much for commenting, because that is absolutely true. It does. It's going to come back to you. And it might not even come back to you specifically. It might touch your offspring. And I'm reminded of the Bible days when, you know, people would do things and their whole families had to suffer for what they've done. So absolutely, yes. That is so true. Like, that is so true. Listen. I am almost done here. I'm not going to stay on long. I do want to remind you all as I'm closing this Hot Topic Tuesday. Y'all got a little bit of tea on Miss Lady Tweet. I love it because I'm transparent, and I feel like everything that I share in my life can be a benefit to somebody else. I don't just share my tea so that you can get my business. I share it so that I can help you in your life. My job as Miss Lady Tweet is to help some folks get unstuck. So if you're stuck mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, my calling and my gift and my job is to help get some people unstuck. So yes, the website is at the bottom. If you are interested in coaching, I do coaching, one-on-ones and group, and I'm more than excited to come speak to your group on whatever time you have that you want to reach out to me. I have a website questionnaire or a contact me button, so you can definitely do that, or you could just sign up for individual coaching, however you want to do that. Listen. Tomorrow is our telethon. So I want you all to call in. The telethon line will be posted tomorrow morning, tonight, as we close out the day. I am going to be on the telethon tomorrow for the Care Car Project. What is the Care Car Project? Well, let me tell you really quick, because I have a couple minutes left. The Care Car Project is simply a car that Miss Lady Tweet LLC is going to purchase so that we can go into communities and help single mothers, help homeless, help veterans, help the elderly. We're going to give goods to people that are less fortunate or in need. We're going to be able to give to these people. But like I said in a lot of my videos, I'm not an island. So I'm asking those of you that would like to participate and give a donation, you definitely can. If you want to buy a raffle, we're going to have a raffle for well, we have the raffle. It's already going. It's only $5. And you are being entered in to receive a $50 Visa gift card, as well as a beautifully crafted gift basket. And Melissa's on the line. She's actually the one that's creating the gift basket. So I'm excited about that. The winner will be pulled on October 1st. So that will be made known to you on October 1st. We'll go live and we'll pull the name out of the hat. It won't be me because I don't want to be biased. And this is not going to be rigged at all by any means. We're talking about reaping and sowing. Listen, I don't want to reap that. So anyway, I need you all to go ahead and look at the website, get your raffle tickets in. We've got 15 in so far. I want to raise those numbers. Tomorrow we'll be on the telethon and we'll be going live, and we'll be just letting y'all call in and talk on the line. That way y'all can give your pledges, give your gifts, give your blessings to the Carrot Car Project. Listen, this is your girl, Miss Lady Tweet. This has been a Hot Topic Tuesday about reaping and sowing. I appreciate you all being a part of this. I thank you all, those of you that follow me that on every social media platform. I appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow. Shalom. Bye-bye.